Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to season 13, episode 36, overall 696 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, Chris Palme, and brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Row West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles, Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family-run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969 and has been a proud sponsor, advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the past 3.5 years. I hope everyone's doing well on this Saturday, April 18th, 2026 here in rainy Southern Ontario. And before we bring on our guest tonight, I want to give a shout out to TV producer Denise Bowden. I was at her premiere of The Ropes last night. The Ropes is a 6-episode miniseries of a wrestling family that has a wrestling ring in their backyard, and they wrestle each other for the love of it. And I want to give a shout out to Denise Bowden and the crew of The Ropes. I was at Forefathers Brewery last night in Cambridge, and I did some media content for them, and I did an interview with Denise. So congratulations to Denise and the entire cast on the Ropes miniseries that's available, and you can watch on Bell 5 TV right now. I'm looking forward to my guest tonight. This is her first appearance. We met through social media, and she's a talented gospel singer and songwriter out of the city of Toronto, and we're going to bring her on right now. She just released her latest single, first gospel single, I believe, called My God, and we're going to bring on Bellamy, Bentley right now. Hello, Bellamy. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you, Chris?
Good. I hope that intro was okay for you.
It was great. Thank you so much.
And I made sure I hit the applause button and not the boo button.
That's great.
StreamYard, I've used StreamYard for 5 years now, and every year they got more little gadgets here. So I'm always learning something new from here on StreamYard.
Well, thank you for using the applause. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and I really appreciate you coming on here tonight, and excited to have you on a guest and talk a little bit about your music career and transitioning into gospel music and as a songwriter as well. And congratulations on your latest single, My God.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great song, and I really love it. And I hope that everyone who's listening to it loves it as much as I do.
How are things in your part of Ontario down in Toronto, by the way?
Rainy. If we're talking about the weather, yeah, rainy. But that's okay. It's spring. We want it to rain.
That's true. I walked the dog today. Here's the funny part. I took a dog out from the Cambridge Humane Society, Bernie, who's up for adoption. Big suck, big lug. He's a great dog. Walked him for an hour in the pouring rain. As soon as I finished my walk with him, it stops raining. So Bernie had a great walk. I was a little wet, but now I'm about 5'5" after being in the rain for an hour today.
Well, I have 2 dogs. I have a Yorkie Poo and a Morkie, and they don't like going outside if the weather's not nice. So I didn't have to walk them today.
I find the bigger dogs don't mind the bad weather. It's the smaller dogs that, I guess I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's not fun for them.
But hey, like I said, dogs are a big part of my life, and dogs spelled backwards is God's.
Oh, I did
So,
not. I've actually never thought of that.
so,
That's cool.
but dogs have been a big part of my life, and I hope to have one in my home again at some point. But right now, I volunteered twice a week at a local humane society and walk dogs and fundraise for them while they're waiting to get into their new homes and be adopted.
Oh, that's nice. That's so great. I love
So,
animals, dogs. Mhm.
hey, Bellamy, I know this is your first podcast show, but tell us about your first radio interview that you did recently.
Oh, that was great. So basically, just questions about the song and how things are going. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. Mhm.
Overall, how has the reaction been to My God?
Overall, I would say it's been really great. The song has been playing in different countries, Africa, UK. It's landed on some playlists on some radio stations. So it's been really good. I'm really happy with the way things are going with it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you know what? Everybody talks about the negative aspects of the internet and social media, but if you use it the right way, it can be a really good tool. And music's not just local anymore. Now with this technology, it's international.
Exactly. The reach is so much better. I mean, my music wouldn't be able to reach these countries without social media, like I wouldn't be able to travel to these countries right now. So it's great to have that as a tool.
How much does music help you as I'm going to reword this. How much does music help you with as a form of therapy? Because I've talked to other musicians and they find it's helped them get through tough spots in their life, and it's kind of a form of therapy for them too.
Oh, absolutely. Especially gospel music for me. I grew up singing in church, listening to gospel music, and through any area of my life or whenever I'm going through anything in my life, I listen to gospel music, and it absolutely helps me get through a lot of things, challenging times. If I'm feeling happy or sad, the lyrics, it's all about the lyrics. So for sure, it's great therapy.
By the way, I don't know if you know this, but the late Elvis Presley, before he passed away, switched over to gospel music as well before he
Yeah.
passed away.
Yeah, he has a great Amazing Grace, a great rendition of Amazing Grace. Mhm.
Have you listened to a lot of his gospel songs?
Not so much, no, not so much, but I did know that he did sing gospel music for sure.
Bellamy, I'm based in Guelph, not far from Toronto. Can you just tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
So I was born in Haiti, and I was adopted by a French Canadian family in a very small community in Northern Ontario, approximately 8 hours from Toronto. And I grew up in church, singing in church. And over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to record professionally, and I just stepped into it. And I've been doing that ever since. So it's a little bit
How,
both.
I guess being so young being at age 4, it wasn't too much of an adjustment coming from Haiti to Canada at that young age, right?
No, I had loving parents, great, great parents, and it was an easy transition, super easy. Hmm.
How much of an impact did your adopted parents have on you and also church as well?
Oh, huge. So we are a Christian family. So we went to church every single Sunday, and they were so encouraging. My mother and my father very encouraging with my music, and they continued to push me into that direction, especially when they saw that I could sing. So they just really encouraged me to walk in that path. But yeah, they had a huge impact on my life. Mhm.
Anyone else in your family have musical ability too?
My father, he used to play the piano. He's no longer with us, he's in heaven now, but he used
I'm
to play
so
the
sorry.
yeah, thank you for that. He used to play the piano, and I do have an older brother that plays the keyboard.
What was
Right.
your first musical instrument you learned to play?
The piano, the piano. Yeah, and I still play. I still play the piano, yeah.
You remember your first song on the piano?
I don't, but I know for sure it was a worship song. I know for sure it was a worship song, but I don't remember the exact song. I mean, I did take piano lessons. I did take Royal Conservatory, and I think that it's a great foundation. And I think that if you're going to learn, you should do Royal Conservatory. But I quickly moved over to more contemporary chord playing because I was just not really feeling the classical part of the Royal Conservatory. But I think it's a great foundation.
I
Mhm.
want to get your thoughts. Do you find there's less and less people playing the piano? It's shrinking nowadays, or do you find pianos coming back?
You know what, I'm not sure. I do see a lot of guitar players, especially in church when leading worship. I see a lot of guitar. I think that the piano is a great instrument. And I mean, I do see some worship teams with the piano, but I guess it would be 50-50 piano and guitar. I'm not sure if it's ever really left. I think it's always stayed. Yeah.
Did you pick up piano right away, or did it take a while, like a lot of reps to get the hang of it?
When it came to the contemporary stuff with chord playing, that was pretty easy. For me, the Royal Conservatory stuff was not so easy. But, I really loved playing chords, and when I learned how to do that, that was easy for me just to continue in that.
What are
Mhm.
some of your favorite songs that you've performed on piano?
On piano, it would be like the older worship songs from the 90s and early 2000s when I was leading worship, either for the youth group or in church. So those would be kind of the songs that I really love playing. And then I just stopped playing the piano because I didn't want to play anymore. I just wanted to sing. I wanted somebody else to play the piano while I sang.
When did you develop an interest in music? At what age did you get that bug?
I would say probably 4 years old. I remember my mother telling me stories of walking into my room and I was dancing. I took dance lessons. I was just always loving music. So I would say 4 years old is the earliest that I remember. When I first came to Canada, yeah.
Where did you attend school, and did you have any early musical influences and mentors?
So I attended school in Iroquois Falls where I grew up. And as for influences, I would say that the pastor's wife of the church that I attended, I loved how she played the piano. I loved how she sang. I loved just her look. And I really looked up to her and she helped me. Actually, was, I sang my first solo around 12 years old and she accompanied me with the piano. So I would say that she was somebody that I really looked up to and an influence for me.
What
Mhm.
was it like singing your first solo by yourself at the age of 12, and were you a little bit nervous?
I think that I don't quite remember, but I don't think I was as nervous at 12 years old as I became later on in life. Because when you're 12 years old, you're just kind of up there doing your thing, singing, not a worry in the world. But as I got older, it's like, oh, I'm in front of a crowd of people. Oh, what if I mess up? So when I was 12, I don't think I was nervous. I just went up and did what I had to do.
What are your thoughts on AI in the music industry, and do you find AI is shrinking creativity, even in the gospel area?
I think that if you use AI as a tool, I think it could help creativity. I'm not sure that it shrinks it. I just think that if you use it properly and use it as a tool, because I mean, sometimes it helps you with different chord progressions, it helps you with different lyric ideas. So I think that if you use it as a tool, it can really help creativity. So that's how I see it.
How would you describe yourself as a songwriter, and where do you get some of your inspirations from?
So my inspiration is like super not complicated. I hear a beat, it doesn't matter the genre. It could be hip hop, R&B, it can be dance. Once I hear the beat, like that's I start hearing lyrics, I start hearing melody, and that's just kind of my process with it. So that's just how it is for me when it comes to songwriting and music.
What advice would you give to those people who are watching our show right now live stream or on audio, and they're looking to get into the music industry as a singer, songwriter, or even behind the scenes. What
Mhm.
experience, what advice would you give to them from your experience in the music industry?
I would say that this is not a sprint, that this is, a marathon, and not to get discouraged and just to keep going even if you want to quit. Just keep going because it takes time, and keep working on your craft even if you feel like something's not good, still put it out there because you never know. You never know who's going to hear it or what's going to happen. So and if you want to get into it, get into it, and just remember that it's a marathon. Not everyone's gonna love what you do, and that's okay. But just as long as you love what you're doing, just keep going at it. That's what I would say.
How important is it to have a strong mindset and a strong support system? Because in any career, not just media, what I'm doing, but in the music
Mhm.
industry or other careers, you're going to get people who support you, but you're also going to get your naysayers, non-believers, and in some cases, some haters. How important is that mindset here?
Oh, super important. Super important. Just stay grounded. Have the few close friends or family members that you can go to that can help you, encourage you. So it's very, very important to have that support system behind you, especially in the music industry. And especially with what you've said, right? With naysayers and people that criticize, like just put all of that aside and just have your support system. Look to them.
My inner circle over time has kind of shrunk, and I also try to avoid people that belittle me or put me down or my accomplishments as well. It's important to surround yourself with people that support you and believe in you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if you don't have that, then you just don't feel good about yourself. Because there's always someone out there that's going to say something that's not gonna, make you feel so good. So you want to be around people that will make you feel good.
In your opinion, based on the internet and social media the last 20 years, 30 years, do you find belittling has increased as well to others?
Absolutely, because we're putting ourselves out there to the world, and it's just so easy behind the screen to say negative things. There's a lot of things that are said online that you just wouldn't say to somebody or say to them in their face, so absolutely. So you have to that's the other thing with social media. It's good for reach, but then you have to kind of filter out the negativity.
Absolutely, and when I started this 6 years ago, my settings were all private, and then I had a friend tell me, "Hey, Chris, you wanna get into radio or media work, you gotta open up your settings, and you're gonna have to be willing to take the praise along with the criticism and stuff like that." But one thing too, if somebody's ignorant, everybody has their own opinions and stuff, but if
Mhm.
somebody's ignorant with me or says something hateful, I just block them, I don't engage with them.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. So it's unfortunate though that people feel the need to be so negative towards strangers, towards people they don't know. It's just really unfortunate, but that's just the world we're living in.
We should be building everybody up instead of tearing them down, in my opinion.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so much better for everybody.
Bellamy, who were some of your favorite artists, both female and male, growing up?
So growing up, my favorite artist was CC Winans, but she still is because she's still in the game today. She's one of the biggest artists right now. But I used to listen to a lot of Kirk Franklin. I remember when I listened to him for the first time, I thought, wow, this is really cool gospel music because he was kind of different. I listened to groups like Trinity 5-7, Out of Eden, Nicole C. Mullen. Those were the people that I listened to. But CC Winans has been with me from the time that I was probably 16 years old up until now.
What makes CC such a great gospel singer?
Oh, I just loved her tone. So I grew up in a home where only gospel music played, with the exception of Whitney Houston. And CC Winans really reminded me of Whitney, especially when it came to the way they sang, and the heights of the notes that they would do, and just the the cool things that they would do with their vocals. So, and also I really felt that Cece was very pure in the way that she worshiped and in the way that she did her music. So that's why I loved her so much, and that's why I still love her, because it's not about her, it's about, God, and that's what gospel music is all about. It's about bringing people to God and not having people look at you exactly.
You mentioned the late Whitney Houston, who I remember I was in Detroit at a hockey game when I heard the news on the radio back in 2012 that she
Mhm.
passed away. What did you like about Whitney Houston, and did you have a favorite song of the late Whitney Houston's that you really enjoyed?
Oh, I loved, I think, every song. I don't think there was one song I didn't love, that Whitney Houston sang. So I loved everything about her. Her tone, the way that she's able to go high and low and soft and loud, and just the dynamics that she would use while she was singing. I listened to her so much growing up, and I try to sing along with her. And I mean, I don't think anyone can really touch Whitney Houston, but I try. And but one of my favorite songs would be "I Look to You," and it was from the last album that she put out. "I Look to You." I really love that song.
I liked her music because I found it positive and upbeat. And my favorite Whitney Houston song is "I Want to Dance with Somebody." That song
Oh,
just
that's
sticks with me,
yeah,
even 40 years later.
it's a great song. But she had great songs. Like I said, I don't think there were any songs that I didn't like. There were some songs that I loved more, but I mean, I could listen to Whitney all the time, and even up to this day, I could listen to her because all of her music is timeless, in my opinion. Yeah.
And I put you on the spot here, Bellamy. How would you describe yourself as a gospel singer?
Um, I would describe myself as someone that likes to play around with different tones, different dynamics, different beats. I want to be able to reach all communities with my sound. So that's how I describe it. I just like to try different things, and gospel hip hop. Right now there's a lot of worship music, and "My God" is more of a hip hoppy type of song. So just trying different things, just trying to be diverse.
What are your thoughts on gospel music right now as a whole? Do you find it is still as popular as it was before, or do you find it's kind of diminished a little bit in popularity?
I think it's more popular. I think that, especially with the worship groups like Maverick City and Red Worship and Bethel and Elevation, Chandler Moore, like those worship groups. I think it's like really grown, and it's a little more popular than it used to be because the music is just so cool.
Bellamy, what are your thoughts on R&B music?
I love R&B music. I started out singing R&B music. When I started recording in 2022, I did R&B, and I love it. But I wanted to do gospel because I that's where my heart was. Again, I grew up in church, grew up singing gospel, and I just wanted to lead people to God. And I mean, I listen to R&B music, but I just don't want to sing that anymore. Right now, my heart is for gospel music.
How much of an impact has serving in a ministry and your faith in God had on your life and your music career?
Huge, 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 because again, I started singing, R&B, I guess R&B lyric type music and dance, and it came to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. I just felt a strong calling to go into gospel. So it had a huge, huge impact on my life. Mhm.
It's just like with me, 6.5 years ago, I got a taste of broadcasting through volunteer work, and the
Yeah.
volunteer work led me to doing camera work, and camera work led me to doing this show, and I was at the right place at the right time, and, even though I'm 53 right now and I switched careers at 47, it's never too late to start over, and there's been people on my show that have been older than am or more mature in life that have started new careers as well, so I've learned also not to judge people based on their age either.
Absolutely, it's never too late. It's never too late to start over. I mean, I don't know if you know the story about the Kentucky Fried Chicken story, but I think he was 63 years old when
Yes, he
he
was.
right? So it's never too late.
And I believe the gentleman lived in Mississauga in the late 70s and early 80s too.
Oh, oh, did he? That I didn't know. That I didn't know, but I did know that he started, I guess in a little later in life, according to our standards.
And that's what I like about my show is the storytelling aspect, the learning aspect, and hearing people's stories. And everybody has a unique story in their lives, and that's what this platform's about. And this is a welcoming platform for anybody that feels comfortable coming on here and sharing their careers and stories with us.
hmm Well, thank you so much for that. It's a great platform. So
Well, thank you
thank
so
you.
much. I wanted to ask you about the songwriting aspect. Have you ever had writer's block, and where do you get some of your inspirations for your music?
Yeah, absolutely. Writer's block. So basically, I just kind of walk away for as long as needed and then come back. But I haven't had that with the gospel stuff. It's easy for me. But when I was writing the mainstream stuff, it was a little harder. But I guess worship is just in my heart, so it just naturally comes out. And as for inspiration, it can be anything. Um, it can be if I'm going through a sad moment, if I'm going through a moment of, gratefulness. So it could be anything really. And again, I go back to the beat. As soon as I hear a beat, the beat will tell me if this is a sad song or if it's a happy song or if it's a mellow song.
Bellamy, do you have your own recording studio or do you record from home?
So I record from home and it is a studio. So it's set up as a studio. I have everything that I need. And my producer, KR Moore, who I've done most of my songs with, he just basically logs on to my computer and remotes in and has control of my system. And so I do a lot of recording in my home, which is
How much
great for me.
how much of an impact has he had on your music career?
Oh, huge. Because when I started recording with him, I was very, very shy and nervous, and he was just so encouraging, and he made things comfortable, and we he saw me grow. But I grew because he continued to push me and continued to encourage me. So I'm very, very grateful for him. And we have a lot of music still that we're working on that we're going to release soon. So it's exciting.
And just from talking to you, Bellamy, I can tell how passionate you are, and whatever you do in life,
Mhm.
if you're not passionate about it, then it's probably time to move on to something else.
Absolutely. I agree for sure. I love making music. I love listening to music. I love listening to all genres of music. I know just singing the gospel music, but I listen to everything and I just love it. Sometimes I'm just sitting here and listening to it. I'll wake up listening to music in the afternoon, late at night. I'm just always listening to music. I love it so much. And I always have ideas in my head, lyric ideas and melody ideas. Like it never stops.
Do you have a little notebook that you write stuff down?
Yeah, I do. I have a notebook that I take with me everywhere. It's a notebook, it's just blank pages. And if I think of a lyric in my head, I'll just write it down. Or if I see something, if I'm taking a walk, I'll just write it down. And you kind of have to do that because when it's time to sit and start writing, you just go through your notebook and then you see the words that you've written down. And a lot of times that's where your songs come from.
How important is it in the music industry to make sure you surround yourself with the right people? Because I've talked to some other musicians from different countries where they had a bad experience with they had the wrong people and it kind of set them back a little bit.
Oh, it's very important. I would say it's extremely important. And I mean, I've had bad experiences as well. And but I didn't know that they were really bad experiences until I met the right people. And then I started having really good experiences. And then I thought, okay, these are the people I want to surround myself with. But it's super important because you just never know what people's intentions are. So you want to make sure that you're with the right people for sure.
How much would you say, Bellamy, over the years you've evolved and improved as a singer and a songwriter?
Oh, oh, incredibly. I've improved so much. I'm doing things now that I didn't even know I could do. And even from 4 years ago, songs that I could not sing, and I'm now singing comfortably with no issues. So it's just basically practicing and rehearsing and just putting in the reps. So, it never stops. I'm constantly working at this, and there's been a huge, huge difference and a huge improvement from the time that I started up until now, for sure. For sure.
Now, when you record a song and before it's released, do you have friends or family that you use as guinea pigs to listen to your music before it gets released?
I do, and I'm trying to do that less, because sometimes if you have too many people listening, sometimes it can just kind of mess you up a little bit, and then you start doubting the work. So I think that it's good to have maybe one or two people, not too many people, but one or two people listen, and then just release it and then see what happens. But I don't think it's a great idea to be letting a lot of people listen to the music. At least that's from my experience.
That's very good advice as well. Bellamy, as we we're going to play this clip of your new song, My God, because we're on YouTube and Facebook, and there's copyright. Do I have your permission as the owner and the performer for your song to play this on our show here right now?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. And this is My God, and it's courtesy of your YouTube channel. Where can people find your YouTube channel and subscribe?
Bellamy Bentley.
And I've subscribed, liked, and share. And this song is your first gospel release called My God. And we're going to play it right now. Bellamy, just let me know if you can hear the audio okay.
Okay.
And this is My God by Bellamy Bentley, her first gospel released song.
Check it out, check it out.
Tried it on my own when I was broken. Fell to my knees, but I was hoping. Instead of believing in you, didn't see the battles where you moved. Turned my back, you still came and found me. Spoke life when trouble once found me. Pulled me close when storms crashed around me. You stepped in with your grace and held me down. Your love, your mercy is more than I deserve. Chains can hold me. I can share my love for you boldly. Not ashamed to do what is right. You're the way, the truth, and the life. I give you thanks for standing by my side. Once believed the world, but the world lied. I'm saved only because you died. Your blood is full payment for my life. Your love, your mercy is more than I deserve.
Thank you so much for letting me play this song. And this was courtesy of Bellamy Bentley's YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. And Bellamy, I think you have a hit with this song.
Oh, thank you so much. I like it, so hopefully others like it too.
Can you tell our audience about My God and being your first release of your first original gospel song? And do you have any plans in the future to maybe have your own album out?
Yes, so I absolutely do. I do have other songs coming out. My God, actually, the EDM version is coming out in the next week or so. So it's perfect. It'll be perfect for the gym. And then I have some covers coming out, but I will be doing an album at some point for sure. It's in the works. As for the song, My God, it actually started out as a mainstream song. So we had the beat and the lyrics were written. I was getting ready to record the song. And at the last minute, I had a change of heart. And I called up my producer and I said, I would like to change this into a gospel song because I want to go into gospel music. So that's kind of the story behind My God.
What are your thoughts on vinyl records? And what are your thoughts also on the shrinking CD market?
I have a ton of vinyl. I love vinyl records. I actually just got into it about a year ago, but I absolutely love it. As for the CD market, um, I'm not even sure because I haven't bought a CD in so many years, but I definitely love vinyl, and I think that if we can get back into that, that'd be great. And I know that some artists are actually putting out vinyl records, and I know that I will be at some point as well.
I was born in the 70s, so I grew up with it. But by the mid 80s, they went away and the CDs came out and then DVDs. And now it's funny how the CD market's kind of shrinking and the vinyl album is growing. Do you think, in your opinion, as a musician and performer, do you find the sound quality is better on a vinyl record than on live streaming or a CD?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The minute that I put on a live record, it's so different. The sound is so much better, fuller. It's just a very different experience. And yeah, if we could go back to that, that'd be so cool. So cool.
I'm just wondering if cassette players will come back too at some point in the future. I find the older I get, everything goes
Yeah.
back to what it was before, retro.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if cassettes are going to come back, but vinyl for sure is coming back.
I'm old enough. I remember the 8-track back in the 70s in my parents' car. The 8-tracks.
Oh, okay.
Agent. So yeah, I'm dating myself a little bit, but it's just the vinyl records and out of all your vinyl records, which one do you like the most? Which one's one of your particular favorite?
My Whitney Houston ones. Yeah. I have quite a few, and I have her South Africa concert. So that is an incredible vinyl record to have. But I have a lot of her, and I love Whitney, so she's my favorite. Hmm.
Where can our audience find My God on various platforms?
So it's on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, YouTube, like all of it, iTunes, all of the streaming platforms out there. Mhm.
What are your thoughts on the live streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple, iTunes? Do you feel the artists should get a little compensated a little bit more?
Yeah, I do. I think I think we all agree on that. I mean, a fraction of a penny is just not great, especially for the amount of work that we put into the craft or into the work. So definitely, I think that we should get compensated a little more for it, for what we put out there.
Bellamy, how did you come about these other singles? Come Jesus Come in 2024 and Waymaker in 2025. And what were your inspirations behind these songs?
Yeah, so Come Jesus Come, CC Winans had covered that song and I absolutely loved it. So I was going to cover it to put it on social media. And then I actually ended up recording the entire thing at home by myself. And I loved it. And I thought, I should release this. So I sent it off to my producer, and he mixed and mastered it professionally. And then same thing with Waymaker. It was another song that I was going to cover just to put on social media. And again, I recorded it by myself, and I loved it, and sent it to my producer, and he did the same thing. So that's kind of how I came about those songs.
How satisfying when you have family, friends, and strangers come up to you and say how much they like your music. How satisfying is that?
It is satisfying, because especially for the gospel stuff, because again, this is not about me. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for God. It's all about glorifying God. So when people come up and they say that they were touched, or they felt closer to God because of it, then that makes me feel good, because that's the whole reason why I'm doing this.
What do you want your fans to take away from your gospel music?
I want them to, feel that they can have a relationship with God at any point in life, that they can come to him as they are, that they do not need to be perfect, that God loves them, and even if they put God on the side or on the shelf, he has not forgotten them. He still knows their name. He still has plans to prosper them. So that's what I want people to take away from the music. And for those that are not necessarily, believers in Christianity, I hope that it gets them a little curious to what is this all about, so that they can look into it and see if this is something that they're interested in.
Bellamy, what is up next for you? Are you able to tell us some of your upcoming projects? And do you have any
Yeah.
live performances coming up?
So I don't have any live. I am hoping that I will start performing live ministry again. I used to do quite a bit of it, and I am hoping that the doors for that will open, whether it's, worship night or guest appearance or conferences. But and I'd actually really love to sing the Canadian anthem or the national anthem at a sporting event. For some reason, that's like a goal of mine. So I'm hoping that happens at some point. But as for other projects, like I was saying earlier, I have the EDM version of My God that's coming out in the next week or so. I have a couple of covers that will be released. I have more original gospel music. I will be doing an EP. So there's a lot in the works over the next little while.
You mentioned you wanted to sing "Oh Canada." Now, I do some freelance media coverage of the Toronto Argonauts at BMO Field in the summertime. And if you're interested, let me know, and I can reach out to someone from the Argonauts and MLSE and get your name in there.
I would love that. I'm not even sure why, but it's just such a dream. Maybe it's because, I came from Haiti, a super poor country, come to Canada. Canada's been great. I'm a proud Canadian. I've always wanted to do it. So, if the opportunity comes, I would absolutely jump in and say yes to that. So yeah,
I will do my best. And I wanted to ask you this too. How important is it as a performer and a songwriter to have demo reels on the go, ready to go?
So important. You should always have something in the vault, for sure. For sure. You don't want to be trying to catch up. You want to be ahead of the game. So you want to have a lot of stuff ready to go. And also be ready to pivot if something changes. The music industry and the sound changes so rapidly now, so that you want to be able to kind of move with the times.
The trends, basically keep up with the trends.
Exactly.
Now, I wanted to ask you this too. Even though you're a gospel singer and songwriter, have you thought about your own merchandise, like your own T-shirts or coffee mugs or any of that stuff? Or you just want to focus strictly on the music?
No, I have. And that's also in the works. So, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, jogging pants, all of that stuff. Yeah, for sure. It's all in the works, and it's going to come out soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Branding and marketing is important, and I'm learning this myself. I have to be a better businessman, and also you have to learn to brand yourself and market yourself as well. You have to go out there and get your name out there. Opportunities don't come to you. You have to go out and earn them and go for them.
Absolutely. I agree with that. You have to go looking out for that and reaching out, and you're gonna get a lot of no's, a lot of them, but
Yeah.
you just need one yes.
I've had
So
a
and
lot of no's, but you don't
yep,
take no personally. You take it as
oh,
a temporary setback, and I use it as motivation too.
exactly, exactly. And like I said, you only need one yes, and the yes will come. Just keep knocking on doors and a door will open.
Now I remember why I wanted to ask you. If you had
Yeah.
an opportunity to do a duel with someone else in gospel music, besides CC, who would it be? Would you like to play with? Besides CC.
Besides Cece, probably either Tasha Cobbs, who's really big right now as well, or Naomi Rain. She used to be part of Maverick City Music. Now she's on her own, so probably her as well. So those would be.
Unfortunately, it won't be me because I don't have the God-given musical ability. I do have a God-given ability to talk and listen, but music is a unique talent. And I tried karaoke 6 years ago in New York City. I had a fun
Yeah.
time doing karaoke, but unfortunately, I drove people out of the bars. So
No.
I'll stick to listening to music and talking about music.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. Really, I'm really sorry that you felt that people walked out, but I'm sure it had nothing to do with you.
Yes, it was 1:30 in the morning too.
Yeah, it was time for them to go home. They had to go sleep.
Now, is there one particular city in country that you would love to perform your gospel music in?
Africa, for sure. I hear that the way that they worship in Africa is so different from the rest of the world. I'm not sure why. I've heard CC Winan say it so many times, and any artist that's gone there say it so many times. Not even just gospel music, just music in general. So I'd love to go to the continent of Africa and potentially sing in one of those countries. Mhm.
Now, without getting into politics, I think the world needs more music and more comedians as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's good to laugh. Laughing is great, and then music is great for the soul. So for sure.
Have you thought about one day of starting your own podcast show or maybe in the future writing your own book about your life and experiences?
I've actually thought about writing my own book before, yes, and that's going to come later on. But I have thought about that because I have so much to say and so much to share, and just my adoption story alone. How that came about is so incredible, and just my family, my parents, and I'd love to share that with the world for sure.
How much does your family mean to you?
They're everything to me. They're everything. My mother is my best friend. Like I said earlier, my father's in heaven now, but he was like my number one fan. Like he would always tell me that I was great and to keep going and that I'm just as good as that person. And he was just so encouraging. So and my siblings, they're amazing people too. So I've been very blessed to have such a wonderful family and to be adopted in such a wonderful family.
Unfortunately, I lost my dad when I was 13 years old.
Oh,
For 40 years ago, December 23rd, 1985. And I had to grow up early. I wasn't your typical teenager. I had to grow up much earlier than other kids. And then back then I was told that I wouldn't get through school. I wouldn't accomplish anything. And I had to deal with a lot of naysayers and non-believers, but I managed to escape. As much as I miss my dad, I got through it. My mom got through it and I got through it as well. And things happen for a reason.
oh my gosh, I'm very sorry to hear that, but it looks like you have overcome. So I'm really sorry to hear that.
And I'm not alone. There's other people too. And for many years, I would not tell anybody this stuff. And the last few years, I've kind of opened up a little more too, because I know I'm not alone. A lot of other people have lost a
Mhm,
parent or even parents in a short period of time or when they were
mhm.
younger in life too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's very hard, very, very, very hard on them. Mhm.
As we wrap this show up, Bellamy, what is a fun fact about yourself or gospel music?
A fun fact about myself. Well, When I was younger, I did play the drums. I don't know if
Wow.
that's a fun, but I did play the drums in youth group. Now I wasn't the greatest at it, but I was good enough to be up there playing. And sometimes I did play in church as well. Now I don't play the drums anymore, but I did do that when I was younger.
What was the last concert that you went to?
CC Winans. In 2025, I went with my mother and we got front row seats. It was incredible. And she's just her energy and the way she worships. It was such a great experience to be there, to see her live.
If you could meet CC, what would you say to her?
She's such an inspiration. I've listened to her pretty much all my life, and I love what she's doing for the kingdom. I love what she's doing just around the world, and she's just so humble. It's like this woman's voice is so incredible, and she's so humble. And when you listen to her, it's not about her showing off. It's about her trying to bring you closer to Christ. And again, that's what gospel music's all about. So I would just thank her for everything she's done, and for the kingdom of God. And she's just such an incredible inspiration for me.
And one thing I've learned too in the media industry, which can be difficult at times, always be humble and always
Yeah.
pay it forward. I had people pay it forward to me when I started, and I'm doing the same thing as well. And always be humble and stay hungry. One thing I wanted to ask you as we wrap this show up in a couple minutes, do you
Yeah.
find empathy around the world is shrinking these days towards human beings?
I think so. I think so a little bit. I think people are very much about themselves for sure, which is unfortunate. So and I think that's why I'm doing this, I'm singing gospels so that we can look towards God for hope, and because we're a world where we're in such need. And that's my whole purpose of why I'm doing this, to bring people closer to Christ so that they feel that they're loved.
As we wrap the show up, this is a new segment on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. It's called Ask the Host CDP a Question. By the way, a fun fact: CDP are my initials, and another
Mhm.
fun fact about me is I'm left-handed, and I'm now 5'6".
Oh, weren't you 5'9" like 40 minutes ago?
Don't say anything.
I'm just joking. So what do you love about what you do?
I have a passion for this. What I love about it is connecting with my guests, sharing their stories, learning from them, and good storytelling.
Mhm. Very nice.
I just
Well,
really love media and meeting people and reaching out to people, and social media platforms have helped me with getting guests on as well.
well, that's great, and I think you're doing a great job. And thank you so much for everything that you're doing and the opportunities that you give people to come on the show.
It's the guests that make a great show, and I'm still a work in progress. I'm always continuing to learn and improve, and even take some feedback too.
Well, I think you made it pretty easy tonight. I felt pretty comfortable. So
That's good. That's part of my job, is to make my guests feel comfortable and share their experiences. And I learned this a couple years ago. I had a female boxing champion, 5-time
okay.
women's boxing champion, come on my show. And I just assumed because she was an athlete and a boxing champion, she would be a talker. And it took me to almost the end of her show to get her to open up. So I've learned now too. I try to build a rapport with my guests before they come on, or do a Zoom or a Google Meet call, just so they can
Mhm.
get a sense of how I am, and to build chemistry. Because I think in music or media or whatever, with your clients or your guests, it's important to build a rapport with your guests, and it just makes things a lot easier too. Makes for better music, better talk shows as well.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
And as we wrap up the show, where can our audience follow you on social media, your website, and the best way of contacting you, and where they can find your music online? And do you have any plans to perform gospel music outside of Toronto, around Ontario as well?
I'm hoping so that I can start again performing live. I think I might have the opportunity to perform in my town in Northern Ontario and maybe another small town, Sault Ste. Marie. I may have that opportunity. But when it comes to social media, you can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of those socials. And my website is Bellamy Musique. So QUE Musique, MUSIQUE.com. And the best way to contact me is you can contact me through any of those. You can DM me through my website. There's my email on there. So you can get to me through any of those platforms.
Any plans for your own podcast in the future?
Maybe. You never know. You never know where life will lead you. So maybe. As of right now, no. But again, I'm open to anything.
Bellamy, I wanted to ask you this too. A lot of gospel music's played in churches. Would you like to see a little more gospel music played outside of churches and ministries?
Absolutely. It's and what's nice about My God is that it's not only on Christian radio. It's made it on mainstream radio with gospel segments, which is really, really nice. So if we can get the gospel music outside of churches, because there's a lot of people that are not in church, and the music should be for everyone to be able to listen to. So for sure.
Bellamy, I want to say thank you so much for coming on here tonight, giving us almost an hour of your time. Continued success in your music, and hopefully one day I will be able to hear you perform live and maybe meet you in Toronto when I'm down at BMO Field this summer doing the Argos games.
Absolutely. I'm going to speak it. I'm going to put it out there. Absolutely.
And if you're okay with it, I will contact someone from the Argos and see if they the process for national anthem singers, because they are looking for people to sing national anthems at their games. They won't be back in Toronto until August because the World Cup's in Toronto in June and July, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. That I know. So, but for sure, if you can make that happen, or even just a conversation with somebody, that'd be great. Just to see what the process is, that'd be great.
Be glad to do that. And another thing too is I've been able to connect my guests with other guests on here too. So that's another reason I love this show.
Yeah, if anyone wants to collaborate, I'm absolutely open to it, whether it's songwriting or singing. Absolutely. The more the merrier. That's how you grow and get better. So absolutely.
You want to grow and not shrink.
Exactly.
Except for me and my waistline. That's my next goal. That's my next goal.
It's a good thing to shrink.
We'll have to do a comedy act one day.
I think you're kind of doing one now.
I like to talk, but hey, by the way, a small fun fact about me I forgot to mention. I was born in Sault Ste. Marie back in 1972.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So how did you get to Toronto or Guelph?
I ended up going from Sault Ste. Marie with my my late dad, my mom, to Clarkson, to Mississauga, and then to Oakville, and then to Guelph back in 1981. So I've been in Guelph for 45 years now.
Oh, okay. So that's how you ended up there. Okay.
But I love growing up in Oakville. Oakville was a lot of fun times. My late dad had a barn and a farm there, and I got to ride dirt bikes and snowmobiles. It was a different time back in the 70s and 80s, but I'm lucky. Some kids never get to see or do anything with their dad. So for 13 years of my life, I was able to spend time with my dad, and he did have an impact on my life.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so great. I had a great relationship with my dad too. And being raised in Northern Ontario, I did the same things, right? Snowmobiling and ice fishing and all of that stuff. And I'd watch movies with my dad all the time. I remember watching Saved by the Bell every night after school with my dad. It was so fun.
That was a great show, by the way. And the one character, Dustin Diamond, passed away too early, Screech. And I don't know if you remember Degrassi Junior High, which was filmed in Toronto. I had the pleasure of interviewing last summer Pat Menestrone, Stacy Musician, and Stefan Brogrand Snake, and Joey and Caitlin on my show last year. So I've been very lucky as well.
Oh, that's really cool. Really, really cool.
Anyways, Bellamy, I want to say thank you so much for coming on here. Continued success. Give me a little bit of time tonight, and I will send you the full video, the audio, and I will shrink the video into reels and clips, not myself. And
Okay.
I will send it to you as well on social
Okay.
media.
Thank you
And
so much.
continued success. And make sure you spoil your dogs. Give them treats for me as well.
I will. I'll make sure. And you too.
Thank you so much, Bellamy. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon on social media.
Talk to you soon. Thank you again.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye. All right, everyone. That wraps up season 13, episode 36, overall 696 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com. This concludes my fifth show in 5 days with 5 different guests. And I want to say thank you to my latest guest, Bellamy Bentley, for coming on here today. She is a very talented gospel singer and songwriter out of Toronto. And I want to say thank you to all my wonderful guests this week. And it's been a busy week as well. And my next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by barrycullen.com, to be announced. I am taking this Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. So for the next 3 days, I will be taking 3 days off for myself. So I'm hoping to have some shows next week, hopefully on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I do have a show next Saturday night, April 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern with Saskatchewan native Laurel Sapp. She's a country music artist. She'll be on our show next week at 9 p.m. But I'm hoping to have some other Live with CDP shows next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as well. And speaking of that, if you have a unique career and a story you'd like to share on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, email me at cpame19@gmail.com or DM me on my social media platforms. Would love to speak with you and maybe have you on Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show as a future guest. So let me know if you're interested. And as we wrap up this show, guys, again, you can follow Bellamy on her website, bellamymusic.com. She is on Instagram, the official Bellamy, and Linktree, Bellamy Bentley. And check out her YouTube channel, Bellamy Bentley, on YouTube as well. And her music is on Apple iTunes, Spotify, and I have all her links down on the bottom of the screen as well. And as we wrap up the show, guys, Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership is your go-to service destination for brakes. Get up to $120 of instant savings on GM genuine parts, brake pads, rotors, and also a no charge brake inspection. If you use your vehicle a lot, you know as well as I know how important brakes are, and you want to make sure your car is safe as possible. So if you need new brakes or you'd like to get your brakes inspected for free, go to Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall and tell them Chris Palme sent you. So again, Barry Cullen Chevrolet is your place to go for brakes. And they are a proud sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're a company and business like Barry Cullen Chevrolet and you'd like to advertise on my show, you can contact me again at cpame19@gmail.com or send me a DM on my social media pages. My prices are reasonable and very competitive, and I am on 21 platforms, and I do have a YouTube channel with over 700,000 views and over 12,000 listens on Spotify. So if you want to get your business advertised, check out Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, CDP Media Productions, and I'd love to hear from you and work with you in your business and advertising needs. Speaking of Cameo, I'm on Cameo.com. Go to Cameo.com, type in Chris Palme. I do personalized video messages. Happy birthday, happy Hanukkah, happy anniversary, congratulations, anything within reason. And I look forward to your requests, and make sure you look me up on Cameo.com, Chris Palme, and book your Cameo today. You can also follow me on Blue Sky Social. What do you say Blue Sky Social is? It's like what Twitter X used to be. Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP19. I do post a lot of content there as well if you wish to follow me on Blue Sky Social. If you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society, 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or visit their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. In the past 3 weeks, dogs like Daisy, Christopher, Opie, and now Olivia all have been adopted into good families and good homes. And I always believe in adopt, don't shop. And at the Cambridge District Humane Society, you can't buy happiness, but you can adopt it. So check out the pets that are up for adoption, the dogs, cats that are up for adoption on cambridgehumanesociety.org. Michelle and her staff do a wonderful job in looking after our homeless furry friends and ensuring they're well cared for and loved by the staff and the volunteers, as well as potential families as well. So always check out the Cambridge District Humane Society if you're looking for a dog or a cat or a bunny rabbit. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. And I am trying to figure out how to stream your onto TikTok as well. So bear with me there. I also have made some changes to my website. It's still beacons.ai/Christy Palme. You can check out all my social media sites there, all my media work, and where you can contact me, and also listen to my past episodes on beacons.ai/Christy Palme. Please subscribe to my Beacons page as well. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, is brought to you by the folks at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Automall. Again, check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can also follow this content creator on TikTok at Chris Palme. Follow, like, and share, and I post a lot of content on TikTok. And that's how I met my guest tonight, Bellamy Bentley, through TikTok. It's been a really good tool to use for media work the last 5 years. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars, live streaming, podcasting, go to StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans like I have. And if you're a business that does a lot of webinars, go to StreamYard.com. StreamYard.com, contact your sales department for business pricing as well. Yours truly has been with StreamYard.com for the last 5 years and highly recommend it for your live streaming services. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, Good Pods. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Finally, guys, you can email me at live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you'd like to support my YouTube channel and my media work, I am on PayPal. Go to paypal.com at Chris Palme if you'd like to tip the host or support my content on my YouTube channel and my 3 talk shows as well. Or book a personalized video message for me from cameo.com/Chris Palme. Finally, guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Blue Sky Social, everywhere except Snapchat. And also remember to check out my YouTube channel. Go to Chris Palme Live with CDP Talk Show. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share my YouTube channel, and check out my YouTube short channel as well. I have a lot of content there as well. And as we wrap up, guys, today, the Detroit Tigers bounced back from a 1-0 loss last night to Boston. The Tigers won 4-1 today under Tarek Skudrow, who was outstanding in 6 innings and picks up the win. The Tigers are now 11-10 as well. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs start. We've got Minnesota, Dallas tonight, Philly and Pittsburgh. Colorado today, this afternoon, beat Carolina. Carolina beat Ottawa 2-0. Carolina's up 1-0 in the best of 7 series. And then NBA, we've got Denver and Minnesota tonight, Atlanta and the Knicks, Houston and the Lakers. And earlier today, 1 o'clock, the Cleveland Cavaliers crushed the Toronto Raptors 126-113. So the Cavaliers lead that best of 7, 1-0. And the Detroit Pistons open up the first round of the playoffs at home at Little Caesars Arena Sunday, April 19th, 6:30, best of 7 against the Charlotte Hornets and Detroit Pistons. And I'm predicting the Pistons to win that series in 5 games with Cade Cunningham and stuff. And that is about it for tonight's show, guys. Again, I want to say thank you to my wonderful guest, Bellamy Bentley. She is a gospel singer and songwriter out of Toronto, for coming on here tonight as well. And I'm taking 3 days off, believe it or not. So hopefully I will be back this Wednesday for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Check out my social media pages for some upcoming guests and upcoming shows. So I am going to take 3 days off, but I have a lot of shows coming up. And I want to say thank you to you, the audience, watching this live stream, listening to it on my audio platform. So thank you so much to my audience, and also to my wonderful guests, especially this past week. And a big thank you to Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership here in Guelph, who has been a part of this show, advertising and sponsoring this show for the last 3.5 years. Make sure you check out my guest, Bellamy Bentley, again on her website, bellamymusic.com, music with the QUE. And she's also on Instagram, Linktree, YouTube. Check out her latest single, My God. She's a very talented gospel singer and songwriter, and I'm really appreciated of having a chance to speak with her about her music career tonight as well. That is about it, guys. I'm going to give you guys a 3-day break from me, and we'll see you back here hopefully next Wednesday for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, Chris Palme. Brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy all the sports action going on, and we'll see you back here next week for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Have a good night, everybody, and enjoy your rest of your weekend.